Hi friends, so today we're going to be learning about family members in Spanish. By the end of this video, you'll be able to say things like my father lives in Las Vegas or my brother works in an office. Let's do it. Okay, so here they are. The father is going to be el padre. Again, el padre. And the mother is going to be la madre. The parents is los padres. I know this is kind of weird. It looks like the plural of padre. It looks like the fathers. But los padres is the parents. That's just the way it is. The brother and the sister are going to be el hermano, la hermana, right? The H is silent in Spanish. Hermano, hermana. And by the way, we're learning all of them with the article because in Spanish we usually learn vocabulary with the article just to remember whether things are masculine or feminine. In this case, we know that the father is masculine, but if we were talking about the shirt, la camisa, we learn it as la camisa to remember that it's feminine. Another example would be la mano, the hand. It ends in an O, so it looks masculine, but it's really feminine. So if we memorize it as la mano, we'll remember that mano is feminine. So the son and the daughter, let's be careful with these, right? So the H is silent and the J in Spanish sounds H, right? Or in some territories, it's softer, it's H, kind of like the H in English. So el hijo or la hija. And in some places, people might pronounce it el hijo or la hija, right? The J is softer. The grandfather and the grandmother, el abuelo, la abuela. We need to make sure that we pronounce all the vowels. Abuelo, abuela. The grandson and the granddaughter, same thing. We need to make sure that we pronounce the vowels correctly. El nieto, la nieta. The uncle and the aunt, el tío, la tía. The cousin, male or female, el primo, la prima. The nephew and the niece, el sobrino, la sobrina. The dog and the cat, el perro, well, the dog masculine and feminine first, el perro or la perra. And the cat, el gato, la gata. And the husband and the wife, el esposo, la esposa. Okay, so let's review the possessive adjectives real quick. So it says possessive adjectives show possession. In Spanish, we have different ones for one thing possessed or more than one thing possessed. We're calling them here possessive adjectives. These days we think of them more as determiners, but that doesn't really matter. That's about like what grammar category they belong, and it's a controversial topic, and depending on who you ask, you'll get one answer or a different answer. So for one thing possessed, for first person singular, my is me. So my father, mi padre. And second person singular is tú. Your, for one thing, tu padre, your father. Right? Then we have for his or her, su. Our is nuestro or nuestra, for masculine or feminine. Yours, plural, of belonging to you all, vuestro, vuestra. And third person plural, there is su again, right? So let's focus on the first two, mi y tú. So my father, mi padre, your father, tu padre. However, if the thing possessed is plural, in the case of my brothers or your brothers, then we have to switch to these ones here. So mis, tus, sus, nuestros, nuestras, vuestros, vuestras, sus, right? So my father is mi padre, but my brothers, since it's more than one, will be mis hermanos. Your father, tu padre, but your brothers, tus hermanos. So to use these terms in a sentence, we need to conjugate verbs. And in the present tense, we have different conjugation models for verbs ending in AR, like this one, cantar, to sing, and then for verbs ending in ER and verbs ending in IR. So let's review real quick the endings for verbs ending in AR. So cantar, we drop the AR part, we are left with cant, and then we apply these endings, o, as, a, amos, ais, an. So canto, cantas, canta, cantamos, cantáis, cantan. If I'm talking about my father, even though it's my father and it belongs to me, it's a third person entity. So if I want to say my father sings, just like in English I'm saying sings, I'm not saying I sing. My father sings. It's like saying he sings. So same thing in Spanish, it will be mi padre canta, because that's an él, that's a he. So mi padre canta. If it's your brothers, that's a they. It's plural. They belong to you, but it's they. So tus hermanos cantan. So here are some verbs ending in AR. We have, for example, amar, to love, bailar, to dance, caminar, to walk, cantar, buzoet, to sing, cenar, to have dinner, cocinar, to cook, comprar, to buy, desayunar, to eat breakfast, to have breakfast, descansar, to rest, enviar, to send, estudiar, to study, hablar, to talk or to speak, llamar, to call, llevar, to wear or to carry or to take, mirar, to watch or to look, odiar, to hate, tocar, to touch and also to play an instrument, and tomar, to take, to grab, to have for food or drinks, and trabajar, to work. So if I want to say my father plays the piano, I'll have to use tocar, I'll have to conjugate it in the third person, because my father is a third person entity, so I will say mi padre toca el piano. If I want to say your brothers play the piano, tus hermanos tocan el piano. So here are some nouns we can use with these verbs. We have el almuerzo, lunch, la canción, the song, el desayuno, for breakfast, la comida, food, la cena, dinner, los zapatos, the shoes, la televisión, the TV, la oficina, the office, and la tienda, the store. So in, on, and at in Spanish is en. So if I want to say my father works in an office, I'll say mi padre trabaja en una oficina. What about your brother works at a store? Tu hermano trabaja en una tienda. What about your brothers, in plural, watch TV? Tus hermanos miran, in this case, la televisión. And how do we conjugate verbs ending in ER? So here we have comer, to eat. So same thing that we did with cantar. We remove the ER part and we apply the endings. So they are slightly different. These ones are o, es, hemos, eis, en. So my father eats will be mi padre come. Your brothers eat, since that's they, it's plural, tus hermanos comen. My father eats at the restaurant. Mi padre come en el restaurante. Your brothers eat at work. Tus hermanos comen en el trabajo. So here we have some common verbs ending in ER. We have aprender, to learn, beber, to drink, comer, to eat, comprender, to understand, correr, to run, leer, to read, vender, to sell. So let's say my father sells cars. Mi padre, we have to use vender, and we have to conjugate it in the third person. So mi padre vende coches. What about your brothers sell cars? Tus hermanos venden, because that's they, coches or carros. And what about regular verbs ending in IR? So it's very similar to the ER endings. So vivir, to live. Again, we drop the IR and then we apply the endings. So o, es, e. These ones are the same as for the ER verbs, but then these two are different. Imos, is, and then en, just like ER. So vivo, vives, vive, vivimos, vivís, viven. So my father lives in Las Vegas. Mi padre vive en Las Vegas. Your brothers live in Boston. Tus hermanos viven en Boston. And here are more nouns we can use with regular verbs. So we have la carta, the letter, el email or el correo electrónico for an email, el mensaje de texto, the text message, el libro, the book, or el idioma, the language. What about my father speaks many languages? Mi padre habla muchos idiomas. My father sends many emails. Mi padre envía muchos emails o muchos correos electrónicos. What about your brothers send many letters? Tus hermanos envían muchas cartas. What about my father receives many text messages? Mi padre recibe muchos mensajes de texto. And what about your brothers receive many text messages? Tus hermanos reciben muchos mensajes de texto. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.